Now, Friday, another robbery was reported at Sampa Valley near the Wager barrier. The gun-wielding men who were on motorcycles fired warning shots to ward off residents as they made away with an unspecified amount of money.
4 armed robbers on motorbike attacked a woman and took her money away. Now let's move on to our next story. Over the weekend, another robbery was reported at Sampa Valley near the Wager barrier. The gang-wielding men fired warning shots and attacked another woman in her car and took her money and ran away. Let's watch the video.
Now, Friday, another robbery was reported at Sampa Valley near the Wager barrier. The gun-wielding men who were on motorcycles fired warning shots to ward off residents as they made away with an unspecified amount of money. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba was at the crime scene. Here's what he saw.
We are told that the robbers accosted a woman who had gone to a mall very close to this area to withdraw money. According to eyewitnesses, the woman saw the robbers lurking around, but she did not suspect them to be criminals. They trailed her to this point when they accosted her and then took away her money. Personnel from the Wager Divisional Police Command just left the crime scene. They were here to collect the needed evidence that would lead them to arrest the perpetrators. Eyewitnesses we've been speaking to here at Sampa Valley tell us that as the robbers took off and bolted from this place, they saw the police command just left the crime scene. They were here to collect the needed evidence that would lead them to arrest the perpetrators. Eyewitnesses we've been speaking to here at Sampa Valley tell us that as the robbers took off and bolted from this place, they saw some men sitting just about 200 meters away from where I'm standing. They knew that the men who were there would try to stop them, so they fired many warning shots again to ward them off completely. We are told that the police checkpoint is also just some meters away from this place. When the robbers realized that there was a police officer there, they did a detour and used another stretch of the road. I've been speaking to a man who witnessed how the incident happened.
What happened is it was around 9:15, 9:30. I was coming to my shop. Then I saw a silver or white car also heading, just coming in front of me. And when the car got to a ramp just in front of my shop, he slowed down. Then I saw 2 guys holding guns, which I know is AK-47. They started shooting randomly, right? They were shooting to the sky, on the floor, on the ground. You can see from the road that there is a hole, big hole. And then everybody started running helter-skelter. So what happened is I had to actually see what was happening. I had to decide what to do, so I drove back. Instead of coming forward, I drove back to about, say, 20 yards from the scene. And then they started, pulling someone from the car. They went into the car I don't know what they would, but I think they were struggling in the car. I saw one of them throwing a bag onto the road, and then later the guy came out from the car, and there was a rat sack, which I think maybe I thought was containing some money, because they might have chased them or followed them from where they drew the money from. I understand it's from the bank.
Well, another man I spoke to told me that the robbers fired about 10 warning shots.
It happened around 9:20 in this very morning. Okay. I was at my shop and I heard a gunshot. So I just came out from my shop and I saw 4 men on bike with a gun, 2 guns. So there's a lady with a car going and they stopped the car. One of the motorbikes stopped in front of the car, then one stopped at the back of the car. So the one at the back of the car just gave a warning shot into the air, and so the car stopped, and they just opened the door of the car and just took off some bags.
They stopped the
They
stopped the Benz car. That is the Benz car over there. I don't know if you can. Yes, a white Benz car. Okay. So they stopped it over here and then attacked. So they pulled the lady who was seated at the back, as I'm sure she was the one holding the money. Okay. Yeah, so they pulled her out of the car. Even her phone fell in the gutter, which was beside over here, and they gave some warning shots around, scaring people. So it was something, an action where people couldn't come out. Because at a point, seeing people holding 2 guns and AK-47, as we know, it was so scary. So from there, they moved away. And a policeman came around. We narrated the whole issue.
So when they were moving, were they still firing?
Yes, they were firing as they were moving.